What's up, everybody? Jonathan back here on Farming Simulator 17, and this is Pacific Inlet. We are back. Finally. I tell you, I lost about a month of gameplay whenever my hard drive crashed because I was not backing up like I should have been. So now I've got a backup routine in place, and everything is going along pretty smoothly with that. So hopefully, if anything happens again, hopefully it won't. Then I will be in pretty good shape because I'm backing up every night, which means that I only lose maybe a day of play, which wouldn't be catastrophic unless I spent the whole day playing or something, which mostly I don't. I've only got usually just a couple hours or so a day, if that, to play. So anyway, to help kind of speed things along, I have not been skidding the logs up and processing them and hauling them on the log trucks and all that. I've just been using this tractor with the Brooks wood chipper on the front of it, and it helps out a lot. Now you still see in a lot of trees over here, but if you remember from our high-speed logging number 3 when we stopped, we still had some pockets of trees here or there, so I'm okay with this. Okay, so we're just gonna basically call it even right here, that we're back to where we were, and we'll roll with it from here. So I've just been kind of going around picking up some trees and some loose pieces here or there, like that one, and got my feller buncher back over here and up on this hill. That's kind of where I left off cutting. But I'm just going to go ahead today and we're going to do some tree cutting. And we're also going to go around with this machine and try to pick up a few more of these trees that are scattered around. Try to get all this cleaned up. Yeah, it's kind of cheating a little bit, but you know, we already put in all the work before to get all this cut and processed the correct way, and then my hard drive decided it wanted to die on me. So much for all that. Well, a month of that. Oh well. Well, it sure is rough over here in this part of the map. It's some pretty rough country. Well, I see not too many of you have been watching the American Truck Simulator series videos I've been doing. That's a lot of fun. You know, I don't know if y'all have watched many of those videos. Maybe just didn't care that I've been doing it, but it sure is a lot of fun. I've always looked up to those big trucks, thought they were really cool. And a friend of mine drives them for a living, so get to talk about it with him and hear all his stories on the road. Well, not too many stories, but mostly about just where he's been. You know, he'll take a little short trip of 800 miles somewhere and be like, "Oh, you know, wasn't long." Okay. I don't know how much this Brooks will hold. I'm just trying to get all this wiped out so we don't have to worry about coming back and picking it up with a skidder or something. I'm probably losing some trees, but yeah, it's okay. The prices right now at the sawmill are absolutely terrible because I've been putting in so many wood chips. The price has gone down to like $100 and something per 1,000 liters. It's ridiculous, but not much I can do. At least we're back on Pacific Inlet doing something, and I'll be glad to get out of this spot. This is rough. Yeah, for those of you that are new subscribers, I've had just a few here recently. Oh, don't tell me I'm stuck. Anyway, for the new subscribers, my computer hard drive crashed not too long ago, and if you go back and watch high-speed login number 3, I think that was about the last video I did before. Well, I think I did one called Aftermath. But anyway, so I wasn't backing up my game saves like I should have been, so I lost about a month's worth of work. Had to go get a new hard drive. That was about $75, and just, you know, all kind of stuff. I'm stuck. Good grief, you stupid stumps. Alright, I have to come rescue it with the skidder or something, but anyway, so lesson, back up all your stuff frequently, unless you want to lose everything, you know, you need to have it backed up. So I got a backup routine in place, that's going good, and hopefully no more hard drive crashes for a while. Oops, yeah, that was good. Get both of them stuck. This skidder is pretty good. I mean, I haven't, unless you hit a tall stump or something, there's not much can stop this thing. Let's see if we got dislodged. Oh yeah. Skidder to the rescue again. Oh, that was a big old stump right there. That's what it was. Oops. Yeah, it's such a time-consuming job to go around and grind up stumps. I don't usually do it unless I need to in a specific area just to clear it out. Every once in a while, just for fun, I'll go, well, you know, just for doing something different, I'll go around and grind stumps up. It's not really fun. Can't say it's fun. And I'm getting a bunch of trees this time, but just trying to get all this cleared out, so. And the other thing that the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to have to go back, I think, and find some previous versions of FDR Logging's log trailers, because I downloaded the very newest one. I think it was either version 7 or version 8. Can't remember which one's the newest one. I think it's 8. Anyway, they react differently than the previous versions with these logs, because the problem I had a long time ago was that I was using the log trailers that come with the game, the stock trailers, and whenever you put the logs in there, if you had a log that was kind of in there crooked or kind of funny, the logs would start jumping around. I mean, like they would just bounce around, jump out of the trailer even. So I stopped using that one. I started using FDR logging ones, and those seem to work a lot better. But whatever he did with these latest ones, they're back to jumping around again. So you either gotta load them in there just right and quickly strap them down, or use a different trailer. And so I think what I'm gonna start doing is I have to see if I can't find some previous backups or something. See if I can't find a previous version of his trailer. That should solve the problem. But yeah, I just been loading up with wood chips in these trailers and hauling them and selling them for wood chips, which has really driven the price down. In fact, let's take a look here. Let's jump back up a little bit. 237. It was down to 150 something, I think. It was pathetically low. Anyway, so let's talk about future plans on Pacific Inlet. I think, you know, we had talked about before with high-speed logging number 3. I was thinking I was going to cut from Catsea Lake all the way down to the sawmill on the right-hand side of the road, or as we're looking, it's the left-hand side, of course. But yeah, that didn't happen. I probably would have needed. Let's see, I think I was up to 29 point something hours for high-speed logging number 3. I think I would have probably needed about 50 something to get it all cut, maybe even 60 something. Because there's still a good bit left over here. You know, there's all, like, basically all that back from the back where the mountains start all the way down to here to the sawmill. I mean, there's more here than there was over there where we were cutting, you know, we just left. I mean, look at all that. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep on going. I should be having, maybe in the next few weeks or so, I can get enough gameplay saved up where I can do high-speed logging number 4, and we'll try to cut a bunch more of this. We won't get it all. There's just, I mean, I'd have to spend probably 40 or 50 hours, you know, getting all that cut. I mean, there's a bunch in there. So, so what we'll do is, I'll do high-speed logging number 4, but we probably have some couple of videos before that on Pacific Inlet, and probably what I'll do is finish cutting up here where we're at. There's still a few little pockets of trees here or there, and then I'm gonna locate us another landing. Probably, let's see, that's still pretty close to where we're at. I was thinking I had found another kind of level spot back here somewhere. Let me look. I think it's right up here. Let's see, that's not too good. Here's a spot right over here. This looks pretty good. This right in here. This will probably be our landing when we move on down a little bit, because if you look on the map, it's closer to the sawmill, and it's a good ways away from where we're at now, or at least a little ways, but it's about the only level spot that we have in between here and there, or the sawmill and there. So this will be our next spot. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and mark this somehow. I'm gonna cut a couple of trees right here so I'll know this is gonna be our next landing. So that'll be one, and I think this will probably be about the extent. Well, I might go all the way down to here. I'll go ahead and cut this tree too, so I can kind of see in between these two trees, so it's going to be our next landing. Okay, so I'll see that tree is down, and I'll see this other one over here is down. In fact, let me cut this one too, just so I'll kind of know. So I can see these two from the road. That one's kind of hard to see. And of course it doesn't want to go. Oh, don't fall that way. Let's see if I can't push this thing back the way it needs to go. Oop, wrong way. Of course not. Oh well, that should be good enough. Okay, so between those two trees that are down, right there, and this one right over here, that'll be our landing right back in there. I'll try to find a good level spot. There's kind of a dip right there where that second tree is, but this one right here is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty nice spot right there. Okay, so that'll be it. And yeah, so I'm gonna go up here and finish cutting out these trees that are left. and that shouldn't take too long. In fact, we'll cut some today. And since we had a few trees left over from high-speed logging number 3 and the aftermath video, we'll go ahead and log them the correct way. I won't use the tractor with this wood chipper on it. So that'll be it. Yeah, I won't cut any more with this. I'll log them the correct way since we're back to doing videos in correct time now. But I don't think we have any left over here to pick up to be... Oh, there's one right there. That's kind of a small one. Well, what I've been doing, if you haven't been watching the videos or new to the channel, new to the series, what I usually do is these larger trees, I'll skid them up with the skidder, but the smaller trees, I just leave them for the wood chipper because it's really a lot easier to do it that way. It's hard to pick these trees, these small trees, up sometimes with the skidder. And let's see if I can... Oh, I can't even get there. Well, anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let me hop out. So this is one of the small trees, and this is also one of the small trees, but this tree right here, these dead looking ones, those are pretty good sized trees. And then here's another bigger... Well, that's a dead one. Let's see, where's another big one? I think yeah, that one right there. It's alive, but it's got a pretty good size to it. You can tell there's a dead one and there's a live one, and then right here, I think that's a small one. Yeah, it's pretty short. Yes, and a small one. It's hard to tell sometimes. But anyway, these bigger trees, I'll try to clump them together when I use the feather buncher, but these small ones I'll kind of lay them all together and just get them with the wood chipper, because it's hard to pick them up sometimes with the grapple on the skidder, and you know, only get one log out of them anyway, so it's not really much sense in doing anything with them. Alright, let's go see if we can find our feather buncher. It's on one of these hills somewhere. And we'll get busy cutting some wood. There it is. These hills are brutal over here, I tell you. Now this is the FDR Logging's brand new feather buncher. I think this is version 8. And the way you can tell is I think his latest ones have these FDR logos with the log with the little saw on it. You know, I think he put those on the newest machines. But anyway, let's do some wood cutting, and then probably be it for this video. So here's one of the small ones, and I'll just kind of throw them down here in a pile somewhere. Get those with the wood chipper. Now, I do want to remind everybody about my Patreon page. You can check the description below, and I think it's the first link I've got there. And you know, you don't have to contribute to anything, but what I'm going to do is, when I do get some contributors and start getting you know, a little bit of income from that, I'm going to start doing some giveaways. I'll do either game giveaways. I can do merchandise if there's anything out there, you know, shirts, hats, whatever, for Farming Simulator or some other games. And then I'm planning on doing some DLC giveaways too, for anything that these games that I play on here put out. And I could also even do some Xbox stuff. I've got an Xbox One myself. I can't play it at the moment. My power brick has died on me. But I do play Forza Motorsport 6 and hopefully 7 when it comes out later this year. And I've got Forza Horizon 3 I play. Let's see, throw those over here. That was close. Just throw that down there. But anyway, you know, it's going to help me out because, like I said, when things happen, hard drive dies, joysticks break, whatever, you know, it's all money, and I don't have unlimited of that, so just any little bit can help. And I'm probably going to update that Patreon page too to have some smaller amounts. Right now the smallest is $5, but you know, I may start doing $1, $2, something like that, you know, just to have some extra ones in there. But also, I'm kind of toying around the idea too of starting some live streams. I might, I don't know, I might do something with American Truck Simulator just to ride along, or even do some Farming Simulator live streams. That'd be kind of fun. But I'm really hoping to get a few more subscribers first. I'm up to, I think last time I checked was 193. So I do appreciate all the new subscribers, and thanks for watching and tuning in, and hope you're liking the stuff. I try to do a variety of things. With Farming Simulator, I was doing several different maps before my hard drive crashed. I was of course playing Pacific Inlet and Ridgecrest, which you've seen several videos of that lately. I was trying to get caught up on Pacific Inlet, so I was doing some Ridgecrest videos to fill in the gap. And of course, well, before my hard drive crashed, I was doing a map called Crossroads, and that was a pretty fun map. It was just a big square map, a lot of open fields that I was planting with saplings, hoping to do some plantation style forestry, and I probably will get back to that at some point. I need to get that map reinstalled again, and probably do some high-speed logging videos on that one too, showing you know, tree planting, because that's kind of boring, and some harvesting of some plantation style forestry. You know, we'll actually plant the trees, maybe take out, once they get to fairly good height, maybe take out every third row or something, like you normally would with forestry, to let the trees get some sunlight and grow on up a little bit. But yeah, I had lots of plans until my hard drive died. And there's some other things I like to get hardware wise. This joystick that I bought a used it's a used Logitech Attack 3. I've got two of them. The first one I bought was fine. The second one, it works about 98%, something like that. It's got some issues. So when I can get there, I'm probably going to end up buying another one from somebody. Let's see if I can't get it cheap, and maybe it'll work a little better. It works okay. I mean, it's usable for now, but at some point down the road I would like to get a better one. You know, the thing I like about this feller buncher is when FDR put out this latest, I think it was the latest one, maybe it's the previous version, but anyway, I think it was either version 7 or version 8. He redid all the controls for in-game settings, meaning you don't have to use any kind of external program to, you know, map all the keys the buttons on joystick, stuff like that. It all works with the in-game stuff. So that's kind of nice. 'Cause I was hoping to get away from whoa, what happened there? I was hoping to get away from Joy to Key, and I have for the most part. The only ones that I have right now, I have one called Game, which is for this machine. So right now I'm on my game setting, which basically has all of the settings on Joy to Key defaulted to just nothing. You know, they're just whatever the game settings are. And then I have a profile for my TigerCat processor. And then I have another profile for my skidder, because the skidder that I'm using, you know, it's not mapped to the in-game stuff. And if I switch to the FDR logging, then I could go with all of his machines and then not have to worry about Joy to Key. But I don't know, I used his processor and didn't care for it too much. Switched back to my TigerCat because I really like it. And then the skidder, with the some of the latest versions of his grapple skidder, he switched to a steerable wheels in the front instead of articulating frame in the middle like you would see in real life. I didn't care for that too much, so I switched, or actually kept using my TigerCat skidder, which I found somewhere. It's in a, if I've got it listed in the mods, it's in that mods list somewhere. I can't remember if I got it off a Facebook page or if it's available on one of the mod sites. It may be on the mod site somewhere. I'm subscribed to several different Facebook pages, and a lot of those guys they'll release mods on those Facebook pages, and they'll put them on the mod sites too. But some of them you have to join the group before you can get them. They don't put them out unless somebody has leaked them or whatever, and put them on there. But whoa, I think that's the case with my TigerCat Fella Buncher or a processor and grapple loader. I got those from Cabs Modding is the Facebook page name. All right. Yeah, we won't do any logging, the hauling today. I'm just going to get a bunch more of these trees cut and kind of bunched, and then I'm going to go back into my previous folders and stuff and try to find some previous versions of FDR Logging's log trailers, because I got to replace these. The logs they want to jump out too much. I'm not sure what he did, although he did come back and mod some of these maps. He put updated versions of the maps. I think he redid something with the trees. And in fact, I just saw a Facebook post of him, I think it was today, and he was saying something about he's going to be putting out new map mods and stuff here pretty soon. Oh boy, that was close. And he's found some new physics for the trees, which I'll be curious to see what that's going to be. But yeah, I never did update this map, and the reason I didn't was because I was afraid that if I updated the map I was going to lose all my progress on the game, so I didn't do it. So this map right here, I think, is the very first Pacific Inlet map he ever put out. It still plays fine, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just as he puts out new machines, he's optimized them for his new machinery, and he updates trees and stuff too. Oh well, we're good. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, you have to watch it with this this Fella Buncher. Sometimes if you get just even looks like a couple of feet or something off of these logs, they'll cut them. I try to stay as high as I can and drop them from the high level. Yeah, I had somebody comment. Let's see. Oh, I forget. Sorry, I forgot your name, but it started with a D, I think. Anyway, you're a new subscriber. You commented on one of my latest videos. You're a new subscriber. Let me check actually and get that. I want to get a shout out. Yeah, so shout out to Dre C. Thanks for becoming a new subscriber. Hope you're enjoying all the videos. But he had commented about getting a dual joystick set up, and I tell you, it's a world of difference. When I first started playing Farming Simulator 15, that's when I first started playing this game. I just had this little Logitech controller, kind of like an Xbox controller, PlayStation controller. It's wired with a USB, but that helped a lot. And I was using for the most part the Ponzi Scorpion because it had all the in-game stuff. The controls were pretty easy for the in-game, and but then as FDR Logging started putting out this machinery, this fellow buncher stuff, I was like, oh, I gotta get that. That's real life stuff there. Well, it's hard to use with without dual joysticks, and it makes a world of difference. I had a old flight sim joystick that I don't even remember the brand now. I don't think it was a Logitech. I think it may have been a, gosh, I don't know, Thrustmaster maybe or something. I've since thrown it away because I broke it. But anyway, that helped a little, but you really need two. So then I went ahead and found the old Logitech Attack 3 on eBay for like, I don't know, 10-15 bucks, something like that. So I bought it and started, get everything set up and started using it. It's a world of difference. The only thing I'm lacking as far as the track machines, the grapple loaders and this fellow buncher, processor, stuff like that all use track machines, is I need some foot pedals to be able to maneuver around, turn left and right and forward, backwards. It'd make a big difference, and those pedals aren't cheap. You can get some flight sim pedals, USB. I don't know, I think they're about $65 maybe. I've looked at them a couple times and haven't found anything used yet on eBay that's a good price. But if I can find something, I might get them. But like I said, I just don't have a lot of money at the moment, and all that stuff costs money. So I'd like to have a bunch of stuff, but just can't afford it at the moment. And I was really hoping that my YouTube page would kind of take off, and it kind of has. I'm really surprised because I haven't done any advertising whatsoever. I hardly ever go on to anybody else's YouTube page. I do occasionally, but just I don't actively try to recruit subscribers and stuff. I just put all the stuff in my videos that I put in there as far as like subscribe buttons and things like that, and I just try to put out some quality content. I mean, there's lots of people out there that they seem to think that people want to hear you cuss every other word, and that's just not who I am. And I've got, at least I know, some kids that watch this channel that are fairly young and don't need to be hearing that kind of language, I don't think, anyway. So I don't use that kind of language in my videos, and I don't know if that's what's attracted a bunch of people to theirs, because some of those have thousands of subscribers, and like I said, right now I'm just under 200, and I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to make a ton of money. I just enjoy playing these games and putting videos out and doing all that. It's a lot of fun. It's work sometimes, but it's a lot of fun. And I just try to put out some quality content that maybe some people who don't want to hear a bunch of cussing can watch, Okay, where am I at? sometimes I have to find new pockets of trees, because if I get too much kind of piled up, it's hard to get to the trees sometimes. See, like if I throw a tree right there, then that tree to the right, that dead one, is kind of hard to get to if I pile up too many trees. So usually what I'll do is cut a bunch of trees and then come back and skid them up to get them out of the way, and then come back again later and cut that swath that I missed. That's usually a pretty good plan of action. And right now I'm just kind of randomly kind of picking and choosing trees and stuff. It's hard to even see sometimes if they're large trees or small trees. That's a small one there. I think this one may be a big one. Oops. Cut too low on it. Oh, barely got it. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I had some bigger ones over here. I'll just throw it in there somewhere. Get it later with the skidder. I try to place them also to where it's easy for the skidder to grab them. If the trees are up against a hill, or if you put the butts of the trees, you know, down in a bottom or something in a hole, it's hard to grab them sometimes. So I try to put them where I think I can grab them easy with the skidder. Oh yeah, the other thing I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to sell the crane loader. I didn't have too much. I was thinking that, you know, all the trees that were let me go back here. So all these trees I have stockpiled back here in these bins. I was thinking it was going to be easy just to use the crane loader, pick them up, swing them over, drop them in that concrete bunker right there, and sell them. That's not so easy. In fact, what I ended up doing, I think, I may have done this in one of the aftermath videos, or maybe it was, if I did one after, I can't remember if I did one after that or not, but anyway, I just used the crane loader and picked them up and put them on the truck, and then trucked them over there to that sell point just to the left of the grapple. That seemed to work out pretty good, because whenever you dump them in this thing, those logs get all jammed up in there and they don't want to go down in there. Some of them fall in between. You can see some logs that have fallen in between the bunker and the sell point, and then the ramp and the sell point. So I got to get those out of there somehow. But I'm still undecided what I want to do with this crane. I may keep it and just load up the trucks and then haul them over there to that sell point, or I may sell the crane and get another type of loader. I'm not sure. Haven't quite made up my mind yet. Because if I got another, like a Tiger Cat grapple loader, I could just park it in there close to this left-hand log wall, I guess you can call it, and then maybe swing them over there and dump them in there, you know, 2 or 3 at a time, instead of a big giant grapple full of this thing, because the logs get all jammed up in there. So I don't know, I'll think about that, because I could probably get maybe $250,000 or something for this crane loader, but then I gotta turn around and buy another grapple loader. So I'm not sure. Okay, well, actually, let me hop out here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video right here for this time. We still got, you know, a few more trees to cut, but as I said before, in Pacific Inlet high-speed logging number 3, we still had a bunch of trees left to cut, so we're pretty well caught up, and we'll call it good right here. We'll continue on from here, and probably what I'll do is in the next couple of videos for Pacific Inlet, we'll try to get the rest of this cut out, and I may do some cutting off camera just to help us get caught back up and get all these trees cut. and I'll probably do some log skidding off camera so we can get a bunch of these logs skidded up, and then we'll make a few deliveries of logs down to the sell point, or I may stockpile them. I'm not really sure. I have to see how the prices are going. If we start selling too much, then the prices want to go way down, and if we stockpile and wait, then the price will eventually go back up and get some higher prices. All right, we're good here. Okay, so as I'm delivering this bunch of wood chips down here, I'll kind of go over a few more things, and we'll look at some things as we get there too, and then we'll talk about next video. But pretty sure next video we're just gonna have some logs skidded up, and we'll process them and get some of those loaded up. I'll see if I can't find the previous FDR log and log trailers and get those reinstalled. Those seem to work pretty good for me. Alright, now the other thing I was going to talk to you about, we got us a site picked out. Let's see, where did it go? Did we passed it already? I think we passed it. Well, no, maybe not. We'll further down. I was looking for my tree that I felled earlier. Oh, there it is. Okay, so right here next to this road leading up to number 1, site number 1. So here's our next logging site. We're gonna get all this cleared out. Once we get all the trees cut up there, I'll move the processor down here, the fellow buncher down here, and get started cutting a bunch of trees and making us a landing. Then I'll get the tractor with the stump grinder, get all the stumps ground up so we can have us a good clean spot to put up our next landing. Well, this truck's kind of loud. Anyway, so the other thing I wanted to mention is I have filled up the wood chip storage facility. It's completely full, 1 million liters of wood chips. So I can't put any more there. That's why I'm selling them at the wood chip sell point. So I think what I am going to do is start stockpiling logs again. Hopefully the sawmill will bump the prices up, go into great demand, and we can sell some of that stuff. And when the prices were high during the catch-up phase of this, I was getting about 25. So look, we're about $7,000 less than what we were before. And we still got some room over here to put some more logs. There's a bunch of room on this other bunk. There's a good bit left in that first one, and there's a whole bunch left in the second one. We can double them up and probably get 2 rows of logs in there. And I'm going to have to search the mod sites too, see if I can't find some portable wood storage racks or something. I think I've seen them before. I couldn't remember where I found them, but I'll see if I can't do that. Well, anyway, folks, welcome back to Pacific Inlet. We're going to continue working on cutting this whole map. And let me jump out of here so I can talk. So, if you're new to the channel and you haven't watched all the videos for Pacific Inlet, let me kind of do a little rundown. So I started off first over by the sawmill, just right over, if my mouse were over, get panned around. So right over here, this area, I think that's where we started first. Can't remember now. But we cut a bunch of this over here, basically from just to where the wood chip storage facility is, all the way back around this way to the stumps you see over here. We cut all that. And then we moved to, I believe, number 5. I was going to cut some of that over there and do some of the swampy area. I got a good bit of that cut, and then I got tired of cutting all that stuff in the swamp. It just wasn't cutting good and whatever. So I moved a little bit further up from number 5 and cut some of that. Then we moved, I believe, over by Davison Lake. If you take that road north of Davison Lake and go around there to where the loop is, I cut out the loop basically. And so we did some of that, and then we cut up around where it says Conjure River. I think we cut some of that. And then I came back to Davison Lake and cut basically everything from Davison Lake all the way to the river, all the way west to the river. So all that in there is cut. There's a little bit up there, a little bit north of that road that needs to be cut still, but basically everything in the middle of the map has not been touched. I mean, we got a long way to go. And if you, as you can clearly see at the top of the screen, I'm counting the number of loads that we cut in here, and so I'll have to. Well, I will have, by the time you see this, I will have gone back and reviewed the last video and see where we were on the load count, and started that back up again. So anyway, I hate that the hard drive crashed, but it's one of them things, and we'll just have to deal with it, or we have dealt with it, I guess. Alright, well, again, thanks for watching. I'm going to get this truck back up here to our job site, get it parked, and then we'll be ready to go for next time. And I'll have some logs already skidded up, and maybe even have a trailer or two loaded up, ready to go. But we're going to continue our quest to completely cut out Pacific Inlet. I'm not sure how many loads it's going to take. I want to say we were already getting close to 200. Maybe it was 160 something, 170. I can't remember now. It'll be up at the top of the screen. But anyway, we're going to see how many loads it takes to cut it out, if we can completely do it. It's going to take some time and some effort, but we'll get there. Well, anyway, I'm going to sign off. This is Jonathan on Pacific Inlet. We're back. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a good one.